Yo, I heard a rumor this dude ain't subscribed.
You're talking about that dude? I heard the same rumor.
You want to prove us wrong?
All you gotta do is click that button.
And turn notifications on.
It's that simple.
C2 wrestling fans, what is going on? Your boy Snowden, long time no see, about to go in to a Monday Night Raw review. But first, I want to touch a little bit on myself, or the lack thereof, over the last few weeks. About a month's worth of CTD, Chris, running the front at C2 Wrestling. Some great stand ins with the honorary Us Alec and Patty V jumping on podcasts, helping out with C2 Wrestling, but I want to address what's going on. I ain't going anywhere. C2 Wrestling is always going to be around. Snowden, CTD, Alec, the Honorary Oos, Patty V, Ryan, Kevin, all the boys, Fab Reactions. We got a lot coming your way. But for me, I got some personal things to take care of. I got a whole medical situation going on that has been preventing me from being as active with C2 Wrestling, realistically as active in life as I would like to be. But we're getting things worked out. We're going to figure everything out. You got your boy tonight, though. Monday Night Raw review again. Starts off Hulk Hogan, 10 bell salute. As expected, they did it on SmackDown. I figured they would do it on Raw. And listen, I'm going to keep it short and sweet on Hulkster, but you might have some differing opinions. The guy's a legend. What he's done for the world of wrestling can never be recreated. RIP to the icon Hulk Hogan. Monday Night Raw tonight, though, as a whole, kind of a nothing burger, if you ask me, if I'm being completely honest. After the 10 bell salute and a little bit of a package towards Hogan, Jey Uso out to the ring, interrupted by Paul Heyman, and they're going back and forth a little bit. And I don't know, wasn't really much to say about it all. It felt kind of filler just to build to the main event, to build to SummerSlam, but they didn't really say anything, either of them, that caught my ear too much outside of Paul Heyman exposing Santa Claus to all the kids out there. I gotta imagine there's still some young wrestling fans that might believe in Santa, but I don't know if they quite do anymore. But regardless, not a whole lot to touch on within the promo itself. Jey Uso still over as could be. Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, they got their own thing going on. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso team up this weekend against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. So I'm looking forward to what's to come out of it. But following that, we did get a tag team match, mixed tag team match, I should say, in which AJ Styles teamed up with the Kabuki Warriors. They took on the likes, I forget, of Judgment Day. I couldn't remember Judgment Day for some reason. Roxanne, Raquel Rodriguez, and Dominic Mysterio. And that was a match that I believe was posted a couple days ago on Twitter. Now, again, I have not maybe been too proactive in C2 wrestling as of late, but I have been keeping up with wrestling, so I'm very cognizant of what's going on. It was a little strange to pair AJ with the Kabuki Warriors. It was just kind of random, expected it to maybe be, or not expected it, we knew it was coming, but would have made more sense if it was Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, since they're going after the tag titles at SummerSlam as well. But fine match. Again, nothing too crazy to talk about there. Just kind of filling it up until SummerSlam. Sometimes I expect a little bit more out of these penultimate episodes of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown before the big events, the big PLEs, but not really a whole lot to touch on. Following the mixed tag match, AJ Styles, Kabuki Warriors get the win over Judgment Day. A couple backstage segments tonight, but this one involving Sheamus and the New Day, featuring Grayson Waller. It's a little bit weird what they got going on with Waller and the New Day, where Waller and the New Day were like all buddy buddy for a while, and now it seems like New Day doesn't even want anything to do with Grayson Waller. I don't know if the New Day is going to be turning face sometime soon. A lot of hate over how they broke up Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and don't get me wrong, I wish they had done it differently. I wish it was an on-screen payoff to the breakup, considering it was teased for a long time. CTD and I, C2 Wrestling, we were big fans of that tag team, but have some patience. If Austin Theory got injured, there is nothing you can do. Having Grayson Waller in backstage segment saying that they're done, it is what it is. Theory is going to come back to a thunderous pop at some point in time, and they're going to have a payoff. New Day kind of leaves Grayson Waller hanging, though, in this backstage segment as he confronts Sheamus. Leads to a match between the two gentlemen. Sheamus gets the win even after Rusev comes out and tries to attack Sheamus, tries to cost him the match. Sheamus recovers, bro kick to Waller, collects the win. only to be beaten down with that shillelagh. I almost said beaten down with the accolade, because after the shillelagh beatdown, he was putting that accolade by Rusev. Some marks all under the peck on Sheamus. He got beat pretty bad during that. I like where they're going. Sheamus and Rusev. This is definitely one of like the side stories right now in the world of wrestling. Monday Night Raw, at the very least, they unfortunately don't get the SummerSlam match. They didn't quite make the cut this time around, but they've put on a few bangers after bangers on Monday Night Raw. Really hoping the rumors are true online and that they do follow this up with a final match at Clash in Paris. I think that would be a fantastic match for that card. Hell, last man standing, dare I say it. I think there's a couple gimmicks you can give a match like that, or you don't even have to. Those two guys could have a straight up wrestling match, and we've already seen it a few times. It's going to be another banger, but that should be the ultimate payoff. Clash in Paris, Rusev versus Sheamus. Book it, or you're a coward. Now, after that, we had another promo out in the ring. Lyra Valkyria, short and sweet, comes out to the ring, cuts a little promo, talking about her shoes. Becky interferes. Becky ends up getting beaten down by a kendo stick. I've said it a few times during this. This is not a whole lot to touch on. We're just kind of building to SummerSlam. Becky versus Lyra for the IC title. If Lyra doesn't win, she can never challenge Becky again as long as she's champion. There was a segment a little thereafter of Bayley backstage with Jackie Redmond, in which Bayley is lost. She didn't get her shot at the IC title, didn't win the tag titles, wasn't at WrestleMania, isn't going to be at SummerSlam. What is next for Bayley? I think ultimately a heel turn is imminent, as it should be. You got to kind of spice up whatever they got going on with Bayley. And it was only a couple weeks ago, Chris and I were debating Bayley might be gone. Maybe she's leaving. Maybe that's why she didn't get these big spots, hasn't won any of these big matches. Maybe she's no longer going to be a WWE superstar, but I don't quite know where they're going. I'm not going to read too deep into it just yet, but I do think a heel turn is on the horizon. I would like to see this IC title go back to back to Lyra, and then maybe Bayley does ultimately get the win on Lyra at some point, becomes Intercontinental Champion. I think that's a good way to kind of extend the feud, but again, we'll see where they go. Backstage segments, though. Speaking of them, another backstage segment. Sami Zayn, backstage interview with Corey Graves, interrupted by his SummerSlam opponent, Karrion Kross, Scarlett at his side, in which Karrion Kross essentially says a couple things. He, one, says that when he beats Sami, he wants Sami to say that Kross was right. And two, he essentially gives Sami a steel pipe and says, "You're no better than me. Hit me with it. Beat me down with it. We're the same, you and I." Karrion Kross really trying to make a point out of Sami Zayn. I think this match at SummerSlam is Karrion Kross's match to lose. The potential, the build-up for Karrion, the fan reactions to Karrion Kross as of late. If he loses this match to Sami, it's all for nothing. Like, I don't really know what all the points were. Sami doesn't need the win. I think Sami is the guy that can kind of take an L anywhere, and it's fine. He's like a protected wrestler in that sense. There's always a guy around the company that has that kind of win-loss feel. They can win anything, they can lose anything, and it doesn't really affect them in any which way. I still have Sami Zayn slotted to win the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia in January, February, whenever it is. So he can lose every match until then. If you win the Royal Rumble and then go on to win the World Championship or the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, it's all good in the hood, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins seemed kind of the avenue. Obviously, Seth Rollins not quite in action at this point in time, so maybe plans have changed, but I still think Sami Zayn is choice number one to win that Royal Rumble. So let him take the L at SummerSlam to Karrion Kross. Looking forward to that match. That's one of the matches that I am most happy made the SummerSlam card. There's another match or two, maybe regarding SmackDown. I would love to see Damian Priest versus Aleister Black on SummerSlam, but it is all okay. That match is going to headline SmackDown. Should be a great SmackDown. Very much looking forward to Karrion Kross on another PLE. Doesn't get many of those, hasn't had many of those, so I'm hoping they do something special here with Karrion Kross. We had a little bit of a crossover from Friday Night SmackDown. There is no such thing as the brand split anymore. We had an 8-women's tag team match. Naomi paired up with the Secret Hervers and Chelsea Green to take on Io Sky, Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer, and Rhea Ripley. And then Stephanie gets the win, gets the pin on Chelsea Green. I think that's great. Stephanie deserves the pinfall. Give her a little bit of momentum there. It seems pretty inevitable that Naomi retains the championship this weekend against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, and then goes on to clash in Paris to face Stephanie Vaquer. I still think Naomi comes out of that victorious, as they probably want to ride this Naomi title run out for a little while. But again, 8-woman tag match, a little bit of a preview for what's to come for SummerSlam, followed by another tag team match, but this one for the NXT, not the NXT. What am I talking about? The WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. I don't know what I was thinking with NXT, but JD McDonough, Finn Balor defend their titles against the LWO, Joaquin Wilde, Cruz del Toro, and there's a little bit of an interference. El Grande Americano comes out to the ring to cost the LWO, but he is stopped by another LWO member, Dragon Lee. But we get a third El Grande Americano. Who could it be? At first glance, I had no idea. Truly did not hit me. Who is under that mask? It could be anybody. Somebody small. For a split second, I was like, is that like Noam Dar? Who could that be? Seeing it on replay online on Twitter, looks like we got Pete Dunne under that mask. We got a third El Grande, and I'll tell you what, we had the second El Grande Americano at AAA not too long ago in Mexico. He's been all over, and it's been great for anybody under that mask. So I'm all on board for it. Why not add another layer to it? That was probably one of the more exciting things to happen on Monday Night Raw tonight. Judgment Day retained the tag titles as expected. Looking forward to what's to come for the Judgment Day and their tag title run. Judgment Day still holds all the gold. Eventually, someone's got to lose something somewhere. Maybe it's Dom this weekend. Maybe he loses the IC title to AJ Styles. I don't really know. But following that, I mean, it's the C2 Wrestling. Goat. Gunther. I've been gone. I haven't done that in a little while. I haven't done the Gunther stance, at least not on camera. I do it every morning when I wake up in the mirror because, got to start your mornings strong like Gunther. He tells the crowd, the voice of the voiceless was left speechless last time they were together. CM Punk interrupts Gunther and, kind of clowns him. And I'll tell you what, Gunther, man, that guy can sell a promo anytime he's in the ring with anybody. Punk, Jey Uso, whoever it is. And he kind of gets goofed on the mic. Gunther walks away, looking scared, upset, pissed off, and it was just that. CM Punk tells Gunther, there's levels to this kid. And it's kind of a funny statement because there really are at such an even level, but Punk's got a couple years on our boy Gunther here. Calling him kid, I thought was pretty funny. Probably the match I'm looking most forward to this weekend. Gunther defends his World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk at SummerSlam. I mean, it should main event night one Saturday. If it's not going to main event night one, the only other main event, which great match, looking forward to it. Don't think it should main event, but Jey Uso, Roman Reigns teaming up against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Tonight's Raw was main evented by Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso. Didn't expect a lot from the match because I expected exactly what happened during the match and after the match. Bron Breakker said earlier in the night he has a plan. He comes out to the ring, delivers a spear to Jey Uso, disqualification. Roman Reigns comes out, makes the save, and it looks like Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are standing tall. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso both go out to the ring to hit a spear, a Superman punch, whatever they're going to do. Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, they reverse it, deliver some spears, some tsunamis of their own. Ends up with Bron Breakker telling everybody he owns them. I own that cameraman. I own this ring. I own the ropes. I own it all. You guys all work for me. Ends up spearing Jey Uso, Roman Reigns through the barricade, and Bronson Reed takes Roman Reigns' shoes. Sure. I have no idea why, but sure, go for it. I love the idea of Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker standing tall over two of the biggest acts in wrestling. I mean, really, the biggest act in wrestling and Roman Reigns. After that type of attack, you take a couple spears, one through a barricade. They each took a tsunami. I want them rib taped up Saturday at SummerSlam. Man, it's going to be a solid match. I like that they're doing a tag match. I like that they're saving the Bron Breakker Roman Reigns singles match because that can easily main event a PLE of its own. That can main event a WrestleMania of its own. I'm really hoping Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed get the win here. It seems like Jey Uso is the perfect fall guy to take the pin. Roman does not have to eat a pin Jey Uso all beaten up and battered after Monday Night Raw, after taking all the finishers from both guys, it seems like they're setting up the win for Bron and Bronson. And that's how it should be. Seth Rollins, I don't know where he falls in the mix. There's still a lot of like hearsay on the injury. To me, it seems legit. It looks legit. Looked legit at Saturday Night's Main Event. I really don't know. Little skeptical. There hasn't really been anything to come out. There's no timeline on Seth yet. They've keep mentioning on TV he's out for the media future, whatever their terminology is. If Gunther Punk main events, there is a likelihood that Seth catches it. There's a very high likelihood he does. If it's the tag match, Seth is hurt, and I think he's going to be out for a little bit of time. So I don't know where they're really going to go long term with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, because I don't think either of them are going to win the World Championship or anything along those lines. They want this faction to continue. But regardless, I love that they're treating these two guys as top dogs, because that's exactly what they are. It is their yard now. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker stand tall to end Monday Night Raw. Another one in the books. C2 Wrestling. Got a lot of content coming your way. CTD's been running the show. I'm trickling in where and when I can. I miss doing this. I miss talking with the fans, interacting with everybody. Hoping more is to come. SummerSlam this weekend. Going to be a great time. Going to be a great show. You guys got to stay subscribed to C2 Wrestling. Turn on the notifications. Come hang out with your boys any which way you can. C2 Wrestling.